certifications in driving forklift trucks. They also help with accident investigations. Why don't you give them a call? 201-546-0518.
Log into gyroscopemeet.com, the hottest online radio station in the world. GS Radio all day, all night, worldwide. Powered by Gyroscope Media Group, LLC.
GS Radio, the best internet radio station worldwide. Providing the best in music and talk shows. Go to www.gsradionj.com and check out the best internet station in the world. You're listening to GS Radio Internet Radio Station powered by GMG LLC.
Troy Taylor, you the GOAT.
Try this shit.
Nothing feels better than to know you, and nothing's more important than to show you that nothing comes close to what the vibe is. Nothing's more exciting than the time spent with you. No one but you can love me true. How you love me when you love me and you tell me everything is gonna be alright. Yeah, and you mean the world to me. You are my everything, and I never ever wanna know what it's like without you. I wanna wake up to you every day. I think I feel like this forever, as long as we're together. Wanna know you each and every way. I promise to be honest when I speak to you. Wanna put you at the top of my list. Wanna walk it like I talk it. Wanna give you everything. Please tell me that you're rocking with this. You know all the ways to speak to me. I like it when it's just us talking, and you don't hold it against me. That you don't really need me for nothing, but I need you for everything. And when I'm honest with you, telling you my issues, you keep it up with you every time I kick it with you. It's no games, no games. Oh, don't change, cause you mean the world to me. You are my everything, and I never ever wanna know what it's like without you. I wanna wake up to you every day. I think I feel like this forever, as long as we're together. Wanna know you each and every way. I promise to be honest when I speak to you. Wanna put you at the top of my list. Wanna walk it like I talk it. Wanna give you everything. Please tell me that you're rocking with this. You know all the ways to speak to me. I wanna wake up to you every day. I think I feel like this forever, as long as we're together. Wanna know you each and every way. I promise to be honest when I speak to you. Wanna put you at the top of my list. Wanna walk it like I talk it. Wanna give you everything. Please tell me that you're rocking with this. You know all the ways to speak to me.
Hey, what's good, y'all? What's good? Y'all already know. It's your girl, Tanya Champagne, and you are tuned in the Champagne Room on GS Radio with your favorite little lady. That's right, it's me. And I am here for another week, another Friday. Happy Friday to everybody. And y'all already know I can't do nothing without first saying thank you to my Heavenly Father, and giving him all the praise, all the glory, and all the honor that he deserves in my life, for being in my life, and just for being a part of my life, and for allowing me to be a part of his divine life. Because without God, there is nothing that I can do. And without God, there's nothing that you can do, whether you guys want to admit it or not. Without God, there's nothing you can do. So I am here. I want to say a big shout out and hello to my IG family, who has been here with me ever since I started trying to put all of this stuff together. I don't know what's going on with my camera right now. but I'm trying to fix it on my Facebook Live. So I don't know if they're actually hearing me, but they are not seeing me, and that's not a good thing. So I do have to fix that. We are waiting for Musa to get here. He was stuck in traffic. He did reach out to me and tell me that he was in traffic. I sent him the phone number, told him call me when he gets here. So hopefully he'll be hitting me up in a second, telling me that he is here and he's outside, and he'll be in here with us real soon. But until then, it's just me and you. Me and you. Is that okay? That's okay. I think that's okay. That should be okay, right? Because you guys love me and I love y'all, right? So yeah, that should be okay. So I just want to, first off, just say that it's been a long time coming for him to even come on the show. He is an awesome MC, rap artist, whatever you want to call him, lyricist. I call him a lyricist because his lyrics are always so positive, and he always has a message. And I just love that about his artistry. His rapping style is an art, that he really takes seriously, and I just love that about him. And so I had to have him on the show. You guys know I just love having artists here that are just great artists, period. So that is why he has been chosen to be here. So yeah, just to put that out there, and to also say that there has been is somebody knocking, boss man? Let me see. Wait, give me a second, guys. I need to check something right fast. Sorry, IG, I need to check something. Not sure. Okay, maybe not. I need to check my IG. I mean, not my IG, my message. I hope it doesn't knock my IG off. I'm gonna be mad. Okay, give me a second, everybody. All you on the website. Oh, wait, big shout outs to all of you and all the 230 plus countries that listen and watch. I love you guys. Come on in. Let me see those numbers go up. I want to see the numbers inflate on today. Give me a minute though. Let's make sure that he's not knocking on the door. But I gave him the number, so he should be calling me, so that maybe I'm just hearing something. I'm probably just hearing stuff. I think I am. I think I just heard something. Yeah, I think I'm just hearing something. Yeah. He not at the door. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so boss man gonna check anyway. All right, so I'm back, y'all, because I don't want to lose my audience. I don't want to lose my IG audience. Okay, I'm back, IG. I'm back. They took my thing off, though. He took my thing off, IG. I'm back, y'all. Okay, so I'm back. Anyway, so I really wanted to, just kind of give you guys a little bit about him. Boss man, I'm sorry. I know I'm bothering you, but could you come, boss man? My camera went off. I don't know why. It's plugged up. But it's not doing anything. Okay. So, y'all probably like, Tanya, what are you doing? I'm trying to make sure that my Facebook Live, my group can see see the show. It's saying live, but it's not broadcasting anything. So, I don't know if I have to maybe do something on, like, refresh the feed or something. I don't know. Anyway, my IG sees me with no problem. You guys on the website, you guys see me with no problem. But I'm always seem to have a problem when it comes to them, and I don't want them complaining, to me later. So this is basically why I'm trying to fix this now in front of all of you, But give me a second, and hopefully it's gonna fix once I refresh. Okay, so anyway, let's talk about something. I wanted to, you guys know I don't do the whole current event things and and all of that stuff. Unless you're kind of like on the in my GS Radio Nork Friends group, then you kind of probably can get some current events and stuff like that from me, because I'll put them up, or I may share it, and and things of that nature. But I haven't really been doing too I don't really do too much of that like on my shows. Like, that's not something that I really do on my shows, as far as like current events and what's going on and what's happening in the world and all kinds of stuff. And reason being, because people, every time someone asks me about the show, they always ask me, they always say, well, what kind of content do you have on your show? Or, what do you talk about? Or, or whatever. And I'm always telling them that basically my show is more so to me like a family show. And I say that because when people come on the show, I like to make them feel comfortable. I like to have conversation with them. And sometimes we get to the point where we're talking and not nobody, but we kind of forget that we are on the air, because we're just having a conversation. And that's how comfortable I want people to be with me when they come on the show. And and they spend these 2 hours, an hour and a half, hour, however long they're here with me. That's how I want them to feel. And even the ones that Zoom in and we talk on the Zoom, I want them to feel that way. Like we're just having a conversation. So, but I find that people are always asking, why, do you talk about current events? Are you talking about the news? Are you talking about, and I don't do that. And the reason why I don't really do that is because it's already so much of that going on everybody else's show. It's already so much of that going on social media. So I get really just tired of hearing about so much bad news and so much, craziness, all the craziness that's going on in the world. So I share it with you guys on my page, or in our group page, more so than I would talk about it here on the show, because I feel like I would rather the show be more about whether it's giving glory to God or giving the platform to whoever is here, and just like joy, like it's just a whole joyful thing for me. I would rather it be joyful than to be talking about sadness and talking about like I said, all the craziness that's going on out here in the world. I hear enough of that and see enough of that when I log on to my Facebook pages and things of that nature. I don't need to deal with all of that. Okay, so that's why, and I'm saying that to you guys now. That is why you don't really hear me talking about what's going on in the world today. I'm thinking, because some people are like, oh, you should probably do that. I'm thinking that maybe you guys should tune into all of the other shows that come on the station, because GS Radio has more shows that come on the station other than the Champagne Room. If you go to the website, you will find that out. We have Rashad. He is always talking about things that are happening. We have Glory Songs. It's people that they're always talking about the Lord, and talking about the things that of God, and stuff like that. Like, it's so many different other shows that come on this station that you guys can go and watch, that you don't necessarily have to watch my show if you're looking for current events. So that is my spill for those who always come to, who's always, when I tell them, I do a radio show, I'm a radio personality, and I give them the information. So my spill is there are other shows that on the station that also that can basically give you what you want to see or what you want to hear. If you are not into the music and things of that nature that I do here on my show, we got other shows. Go to the other shows. Okay, so it's just that simple. I really just feel like you guys should do that. So I want to get my my Facebook up and running. So what I'm gonna ask Boss Man to do, if possible, if he can just play, and I'm gonna try to find out where Musa is. So I'm gonna call him. So if we could just play one or two of his songs while he's not here until we find him, then I'm gonna do that so that we can let's utilize this time to play one or two of his songs so I can find out where he is and I can get my Facebook Live up the way that I need it to be up, and then maybe by the time he gets here, my live will be up on Facebook like it's supposed to be, and we'll get into his interview. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. So again, if you don't know, now you know. You are tuned into the Champagne Room Radio Show with your favorite little lady. That's right, Tanya Champagne. It's me. I'm here, and we are going to listen to Musa Major. We're gonna listen to a song or two of his, and we will be right back.
Yeah, gotta know yourself, baby. You can have the cars and the clothes and the fanciest things in the world, but if you ain't got a soul and it's clean and you don't have a thing, baby girl, you can have it all, yeah. Girl, you can have it all, yeah. Girl, you can have it all, yeah. But if you ain't got a soul and it's clean and you don't have a thing, baby girl, you can have it all, yeah. Girl, you can have it all, yeah. But if you ain't got a soul and it's clean and you don't have a thing,
I don't care about no Gucci, about no Prada, about no Birkin. I'm happy that you set goals, I'm proud to see you working. I ain't impressed, girl, cause your body nice, but you a messed up person. Beauty only goes skin deep, ain't not beneath your surface. Working out, shopping, smoking hookah is your purpose. But if your soul is messed up, girl, you worthless. And I don't care about your butt and how you twerking. I wanna know what's in your heart and who you worship. Shit, I don't care about no fashion, what's your passion? It ain't all about the post, what's your caption? Make sure your inside and your outside stay matching, and that'll change the energy that you attracting. You shouldn't care about all the rumors and who said it. When is the last time you grabbed a book and you read it? Shit, when is the last time you set a goal and you met it? Then what they saying can only get to you if you let it.
You can have the cars and the clothes and the fanciest things in the world, but if you ain't got a soul and it's clean and you don't have a thing, baby girl, you can have it all, yeah. Girl, you can have it all, yeah. Girl, you can have it all, yeah. But if you ain't got a soul and it's clean and you don't have a thing, baby
riding in a Beamer, but got a fucked up demeanor. Body like Trina, but hate your own like Serena. You could be chalked up like Pam or Redbone like Gina. It still could be ugly if your attitude ain't clinked up, and you can't cover that up with no makeup. And that's probably the reason for all your breakups. And you stay up in the gym, you got your body right. You acting all thotty like mental don't match your body type. You unapproachable, and it ain't a spot up on the team if you ain't coachable. And you don't gotta listen to anything, just be open to. But that's only if he doing what he's supposed to do. And it's cool to be emotional. Behaving like a man don't make you a strong woman. And we appreciate the fact they take it from your stomach. Forget them IG models, just be your own woman. Growth's a lifelong process, you ain't a grown woman.
You can have the cars and the clothes and the things in the world, baby. But if you ain't got a soul and it's clean and you don't have a thing, baby girl, you can have it all, yeah. Girl, you can have it all, yeah. Girl, you can have it all, yeah. But if you ain't got a soul and it's clean and you don't have a thing, baby girl, hey, yeah. Girl, you can have it all, you can have it all. You got a soul and it's clean and you don't have a thing, baby girl.
You could do it all for him. Yeah, you could do it all. It seems like it'll never be enough. You could do it all for him. Yeah, you could do it all. It seems like it'll never be enough. You could do it all. Yeah, you could do it all. You could do it all. Yeah, you could do it all. You could do it all. It just never be enough. You could do it all. It just never be enough. Never be enough. Never be enough. In their mind, it'll never be enough. Never be enough, never be enough. In their mind, it'll never be enough. Stop screaming, you a single mother. You a single woman, there's a difference. Imagine if you ain't had my assistance. Imagine if I gave up after all that disrespect and wasn't persistent. Imagine if I chose to keep my distance. Times would have been hard, and you would have been scarred. And the money that you get be on a child support card. But I've been there from the start, and you still call me a deadbeat. All that disrespect, and I was still rubbing your damn feet. I stay up late with you if you told me that you can't sleep, and still get up early as hell to go to work every damn week. Doing labor in a hospital, I never left your bedside. Why when your friends talk about me, you taking their side? Why you never tell them I work hard for my son? I do it all for my son. Every night I'm on my knees praying to God for my son. If it came to it, I'm breaking every law for my son. I risk it all for my son. That's why he's smiling when he see me, crying when he leave me, imitating my moves. Already he trying to be me. His first words was that. You would tell him not to say that. You mad cause we ain't together, I guess it's some type of payback. You threaten me with child support in case you take me down to court. I'm keeping the receipts for all the clothes and every pamper bought. You say it's petty, but I'm ready, cause you been talking child support since he was in your belly. But don't you know they made that for the fathers who ain't steady? It ain't designed for a father that's providing on a daily. My son can never say to me, Father, you have failed me, cause I'ma bust my ass for him even if it kills me. So go ahead and tell her lies. Your mama know the truth. I guess you think that baby mama drama shit is cute. I'm providing for my son, I ain't gotta provide for you. You want all of your bills paid, and that I decline to do. And they ask me if I hate you, at times I kinda do. But you the mother of my son, and for that I honor you. Although I might have disrespected you a time or two, I'ma always make sure that our boy acknowledge you. You could do it all for him, yeah, you could do it all. It seems like it'll never be enough. You could do it all for him, yeah, you could do it all. It seems like it'll never be enough. You could do it all, yeah, you could do it all. You could do it all, yeah, you could do it all. You could do it all, it just never be enough. You could do it all, it just never be enough. Never be enough, never be enough. In they mind, it'll never be enough. Never be enough, never be enough. In they mind, it'll never be enough. Never be enough. I mean, ladies, we gotta start giving dads credit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us put our heart and our soul into making sure our children are good. You know what I'm saying? Just give us a little credit. And because things don't work out between you and your child's father, that don't mean you gotta, go bash his name and throw dirt on his name. You know what I'm saying? Give him credit. He's taking care of his children. Give him credit. Give him credit. Give him credit. I don't gotta use it. And if I do, I make sure they can't improve it. I can't let you kill mine and I don't do shit. I don't care about your gang or who you cool with. I keep it strapped, but I pray I don't gotta use it. And if I do, I make sure they can't improve it. I can't let you kill mine and I don't do shit. I don't care about your gang or who you cool with. I'm more than capable of killing, but I'd rather see a nigga live it. If you harm me in mind, it ain't much to be forgiven. I know one bad decision, I can spend my life in prison. So I gotta make sure I sleepwalking with precision. They gave me 8 years and I only gave them 2 incisions. It's my life a little different now, I got a new addition. It's my baby boy, and I gotta be around to raise him. There's a couple motherfuckers that should've got it, but he saved them. Looking at that little face, make it easy to walk away from shit. And with my pride, it ain't easy to walk away from shit. And you know dudes talk greasy, you know how they can get. And then the next time you see him, be at the wake and shit. And I don't need that, give a fuck about your feedback. And anybody who ever fed me is who I feed back. This type of pain to leave, couldn't leave that. My grandma died in my arms, how could you grieve that? That shit'll probably scar me for life. If I held women to a standard, it'd be hard for my wife. You couldn't walk in these nights, I survived the darkest of nights. And these streets where I was raised, you couldn't walk through at night. I keep it strapped, but I pray I don't gotta use it. And if I do, I make sure they can't improve it. I can't let you kill mine and I don't do shit. I don't care about your gang or who you cool with. I keep it strapped, but I pray I don't gotta use it. And if I do, I make sure they can't improve it. I can't let you kill mine and I don't do shit. I don't care about your gang or who you cool with. If I ain't chillin' with my son, I'm probably dolo. Cause niggas' behavior be kinda so-so. You think my life crazy, what's crazy is what you don't know. Do it it for the gram, this shit is deeper than the photo. You ever had a prison ID, your face on the photo? You ever needed your homie to ride, but he was a hodo? Now it's 7 niggas and you gotta ride solo. Shit, I just gave him body shots like Kodo. Ain't call the cops, but my ass was out the dodo. I do it for the clout, shit, I'm just sending for the dodo. And I want everything because I came from nothing. Some days it want nothing in the cabinet but some English muffins. Section 8, it want enough to get an extra plate. But mom a superhero, she had everything except the cape. So if there's ever any issues, we gon' set them straight. And when it come to me and mine, I will not hesitate. When I was in my 20s, I couldn't catch a break. My daddy said no co-defendants if you catch a case. So I ride alone, because they shooting outside don't mean it's not our home. We just gotta find our zone. But I pray I don't gotta use it. And if I do, I make sure they can't prove it. I can't let you kill mine and I don't do shit. I don't care about your gang or who you cool with. I keep it strapped, but I pray I don't gotta use it. And if I do, I make sure they can't prove it. I can't let you kill mine and I don't do shit. I don't care about your gang or who you cool with. If I ain't chillin' with my son, I'm probably don't know. Cause niggas behavior be kinda so-so. You think my life crazy, what's crazy is what you don't know. Do it for the gram, this shit is deeper than the photo. Deeper than the photo. Deeper than the photo. Deeper than the photo. Deeper than the photo.
We can come back in. We can come back in. What's good, y'all? Come on, sweetie. Come on in. You gonna sit? You gonna sit over there? You gonna sit there? Huh? Oh. You good? It's a stand right there too if you want to use a stand. What's good, y'all? Alright, so we back. We are back. Y'all already know it's your girl Tanya Champagne. If you don't know, you now you do know. You are tuned in to the Champagne Room Radio Show with your favorite little lady, and our guest is in the building. He a little late, but it's okay. It's better late than never. He here. He here. So that's all that matters. I'm gonna turn this around so my IG can see y'all, to see you, cause they've been waiting for you. They've been waiting for you.
Hey y'all.
So the microphone, you gonna make sure you talk on the side.
All right, got you.
All
right.
Make sure Boss Man can hear you. So yeah. So give us a second. Give us a second, guys. I want to say again a big shout out to everyone in all 230 plus countries that are watching us. He's here. Huh? You can. Oh, it is in front. You can't. Okay. You can see. You can hear me now. Better. Okay. Okay. All right. So yeah. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, to all of you guys that are in 230 plus countries that are watching.
Shoot.
Come on in. I see the numbers inflating. Come on in, guys. I see y'all. That's what's up. And so he is here. So without further ado, the next voice that you guys will hear will be that of my superstar, Mr. Freestyle Major.
What's up, people?
That's right. You want some headphones?
You have some headphones. She all nervous. I had to get her out the house.
You're nervous? Why you nervous? Let me get you some headphones. Some headphones so you can hear what's going on up in here. Alright, it's a cord over there. See that little cord right here? Right. See that? Yeah. Plug this in there. So you can hear. You're very welcome. Alright. So we good to go solo. I'm glad you finally made it. I'm like, I gotta keep checking on.
Listen, I'm glad I made it too, man.
The traffic is crazy though.
Yeah, and then I took 21. It was bad, but it wasn't bad. But them roads on 21 different, man.
Yeah,
you got to do like 60, 55.
Yeah, and those people be driving crazy on 21 too though.
You ain't lying.
You gotta definitely be careful. Be careful. So usually again, everybody that knows this show, they know that I usually start from the beginning. I don't know why it's not doing anything, boss man. Turn this. Oh, that's boss man.
Boss man, what's up, big bro?
That's boss man, y'all. He the one that keep it together. He the one that keep it together for me. Taught me everything I know when it comes to this radio thing. But I just want you guys to know that I don't even know what I want y'all to know because that's not what I was saying. What was I saying before he came in here and did this?
You said you always start. You said you always start from the beginning.
Okay, yeah. I had a senior moment. I always start from the beginning. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So because he's a little late, what we're gonna do is we're still gonna kind of start from the beginning. But you know, we're just gonna kind of shorten some things because he's not gonna be able to do his whole 2 hours that he actually had that we were gonna actually be able to talk. The great thing about it is we did already play three of your songs.
Oh, all right.
So we already did play 3 of your songs. So that's a great thing about this whole thing. So we are going to be able to talk for the next hour or so. So I want you to basically introduce yourself to again all of the countries, people in all of the countries that are watching and listening, as well as those people that don't know you here in the United States. I want you to introduce yourself, let them know exactly who you are, and then I want you to kind of take that journey with us. We want to take that journey with you from where it started to where you are now. So.
Oh, absolutely. Listen, my name Musa Major, man. I'm from Brick City, Newark, New Jersey, born and raised, man. I rap, man. That's what I do, man. I rap. I don't like to call myself a rapper, man, because I do more than just rap. I enlighten, I inspire, I inform. I mean, I do a lot through this, through my music. But yeah, man, it all started for me, man. From a music standpoint, I was about 18 years old, and it was a brother that lived next door to me by the name of Guess Who. He was an older guy, and he had a studio in his closet. Actually, the booth was his closet. He was recording in the house. And my cousin, he used to sing, so he went over there and did a song with him. And he came back next door. My grandmother lived next door to him. And he said, "Yo, listen to this." And he played the song, and I heard my cousin. I'm like, "Bro, that's not you, man." He's like, "But that's me. I'm telling you, I just recorded over at Hod's house." So the next day, I'm like, "Yo, I got to get over there." Now, at that point, I just messed around. I scribbled stuff down in notebooks, called myself, trying to write rhymes. Right. And I went over there, and he gave me a beat. And I went there and watched him rock, see him record. I never recorded nothing before. When I left, he gave me a CD with a couple of beats on it. And he was like, "They R&B beats, but you might be able to do something with it." And I brought it back to the house, man. And I knew nothing about counting bars. I probably had 8 bars in the first verse, like 20 bars in the second verse. I came up with a hook. And I never forget, the song was called "Oh No." And I went, recorded it, and heard it back. And I'm like, this is it. This what I want to do.
Wow.
It's what I want to do from that first song. And after that, I just started taking a lot of industry beats, because at the time, I'm about to tell my age. At the time, you had like G-Unit and Dipset doing like all the mixtapes over like other people's beats. So I was just taking everybody beat and just going crazy on it. And that's how it all started for me, man. From a rap standpoint. Then at that time I went to college, and in college I met a dude from Philly. They had the studio in their dorm room, and I was there rapping, making music. Yeah. And then unfortunately, around that time, I ended up going to prison. And I could touch on what led me to going to prison, because that plays a huge part in who I am today, and the content, of my music. But I graduated high school. I went to a good high school in Newark. I went to Arts High. Graduated from there. I went to college. Straight after high school, my mother, nobody in my family went to college except for my oldest sister, and she was a year ahead of me. So I graduated, and everybody looking at me like, "All right, nigga, what you gonna do with your life?" So I felt like I had to like go to college, even though I didn't want to. Now the crazy part about it, I couldn't get into any college for real. And I came home from basketball practice one day, and I had a letter from a school, and they was offering me a scholarship, not an athletic scholarship, an academic scholarship, believe it or not, because of my SAT scores. My grades weren't really good. I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of BS in high school, but my SAT scores was crazy, because I was always smart.
Right. And
I didn't want to go to the school, man. I hate to say it, but it was like all white people on the pamphlet. I'm like, man, I'm from Newark, like it's all black and Puerto Rican. I can't go, go to school with these people. But it was in Pennsylvania. But anyway, long story short, I end up, my family and everybody talked me into going, and we had an orientation. Like during the summer, you had to go check out the school. When I went there, I'm like, no, man. I can't do it. It's just like a culture shock. Nobody there like me. You probably count the number of black people on one hand. I'm like, nah, I can't do it. And, everybody again linked on me like, bro, you got to do it. They offered you a scholarship, da-da-da-da-da. And I ended up going. I was there for 2 years. And at first, I made it to where I didn't have to spend a lot of time on the campus. So I had all my classes like set up for like 3 days. And the rest, I was back in the hood. I was back home.
Okay.
And every time I came home, it was hard going back. My mother always called like, boy, you better take your ass back to school, da-da-da-da-da. And I ain't never want to go back. So I ended up, making it through the first year. Grades was bad. I was on disciplinary probation, academic probation. My grades weren't good. I got into a fight with my roommate, whatever. But I stuck it out. And then it got to a point where I started like, you know what, man, let me go ahead and try to get it together, try to pick the grades up and do right. And it always go like that when you had that, that epiphany, so to speak, and it hit you like, let me get myself together. Something bad always happen. I ain't gonna even say bad, like you experienced some sort of test. And that's what happened with me, man. I was on the campus, more and more, my second year. Like my first year, I was barely on the campus. Like I said, I scheduled my classes for 3 days out of the week. But my second year, I was more like on campus. And being on campus around the students, I started to like witness like so much racism. It was like it was insane, And it was a situation, man. One night, I was out with my homie on campus, the dude that I said, I was rapping with. I met from Philly. And somebody yelled from one of the dorm rooms, black people smell like shit or something like that. And at that time, like I said, I was trying to, get my stuff together in school. So when the dude yelled it, like it bothered me, but I'm like, man, he all the way upstairs in the window yelling outside. And then at that time too, man, I was on my super pro black Huey Newton tip back then. I played like at that time I played like no games when it came to that. I don't know if you ever saw Higher Learning. If you ever saw Higher Learning, if you didn't, go Google Ice Cube character. His name was Fudge. If you look at Higher Learning and pay attention to Ice Cube's character, that was me when I was in college. Like I had zero tolerance for anything, and I got so many stories in regards to that. If I'd have came on time, I could have shared it. But
It's fine.
But yeah, so the guy yelled it out the window, and my man, he took straight off to the dorm. So kind of where the window where you could tell where it was yelled from. So he went upstairs and started banging on doors and all that. Long story short, I end up convincing him like, bro, this guy hiding in the room. Nobody wanna, he ain't standing on what he said. So when we come back outside, we noticed like a group of like guys like accumulated behind the dorm. So he must have called like his homies. And we standing outside, and he walked past, and we didn't really know who he was. We just knew a guy had on the white hat. So he must have took his hat off. He walked past and he spoke like, hey, what's up? And then as soon as he got in the middle of all the group of guys, the group of white boys, he put his hat back on and said, yeah, I said it. So now a little scuffle ensued, nothing major. The police came, and that was that. So I ain't thinking nothing of it. Later on in the school year, I ran into them same group of guys at like an end of the school year party they always had. So it was like during the day they had like cookouts and like music, and then at night it'd just be parties everywhere on the campus. And I ran into the guys at one of the party. I'm in there with my old roommate, and the group walked past, and one of them asked me what I'm looking at. Like I told you, God. I was on my stuff back then. So I go, I'm looking at you, words get exchanged, and my man grabbed me, and he, convinced me to walk away. So he grabbed me, I walk away. But it was so packed in there, like you couldn't really like move.
Right.
So as I'm making my way, through the crowd, somebody grabbed my arm, and I'm just like, I turn around. It's the same guys, it's like more of them. Now they're yelling, trying to talk crazy, trying to push me to the point, I guess, where I was gonna make the first move. They start calling me all type of niggas and everything.
Yeah.
And I was talking my shit back, And I was just waiting, to be honest, man. I was waiting for them to like try to initiate like some type of physical contact, and one of them pushed me, and it was just that was it. We started fighting. It was me and my man. It was probably like 6 or 7 of them,
Right.
and it was like a small hallway, so they couldn't all get at me at one time. But we fighting or whatever. I'm holding my own, and then I'll never forget. I had on the green army coat back then. We used to wear like the army jacket, and they
Right.
tried to. But they pulled the coat over my head. Once one of them pulled the coat over my head, I pulled out a knife I had in my pocket and I stabbed the guy that was in front of me.
Wow.
And after I stabbed him, it was like we were still like scuffling, and then they just like let me go. Like I knew it, just let me go. And I'm like, oh, all right. And I got up out of there. And long story short, after that situation, man, I was arrested, charged with attempted homicide, and
Wow.
I ended up getting convicted and convicted of attempted homicide, and I was sentenced to 8 to 20 years in the penitentiary.
Wow.
Yeah, deep, right?
Wow. And it's crazy because, you know, it could have been avoided if they'd have just left you alone. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, it would have been just that simple, like, just leave me alone. But
Right.
they just won't do that.
Yeah.
And they still, this day, won't do that.
I think you know what? I think they took like. I think because they figured they had me outnumbered.
Right.
They would just kept pushing the envelope because they thought they had to win, but they ain't know I'm from North.
That's
I
right.
mean, I'm from Elizabeth Ave and Mika. I
right.
ain't from Pennsylvania. I ain't
Right.
one of them. So had they known that about me, they probably would have been like, all right, but nah, they ain't know no better, man. They just figured they had numbers, and they figured they had an easy win, but nah, not with
Right.
me, and not with that spirit that I have, man. Like
Right.
I wasn't not to making no us versus them, but that's what it was at the
Right.
time, and that spirit I had in me wasn't gonna allow them to overcome me, especially not in no physical
Right.
situation, you know. But yeah, man, I even said that at my sentencing, man. When the judge sentenced me, I just said, man, I just wish they would have just left me alone. I just wish when I walked away, they would have just let me go.
Yes.
I mean, had they just let me go, that would have been it, you
Right.
know. But
Right.
but yeah.
But it you know, it's funny because a lot of times you figure that, you know, if that would have happened, woulda, coulda, shoulda, if you know, then maybe, you know, my life would have turned out differently. But then maybe some things that happened in your life wouldn't have happened.
Absolutely.
Some great things, you know, some
Right.
awesome things that happened in your life wouldn't have happened
Right.
if that didn't happen.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's an unfortunate thing that we have to go through, you know, some type of struggles or pain or, you know,
Yeah.
whatever sometimes to get to where, you know, God has us, you know, going, you know, to our destinies. You know, it's
Right.
really bad, but in it, you know, to know that you can come out of it
Right.
and come through some things is amazing, you know.
Right.
So I know for a fact that your music, because again, that Prisoner to President came out of that, obviously.
Yeah,
you know,
that was completely fueled by that host, and I was like, when I started putting that together, I was like fresh home, and even some stuff on there I actually wrote when I was in prison.
when you was in prison.
Yeah.
So while you were there, when they did, first of all, I always ask this question, even to like my nephews and people that I know that had gotten, you know, that had been, you know, incarcerated. When they are telling you that this is going to be your demise at this moment, how does that make you feel? Like when someone is telling you you are not going to see the streets for the next 8 to 20 years, what does that make you feel like?
Kids, man, it's I'm gonna tell you a funny story, man. I was sitting in there, man, and the judge, for whatever reason, he decided to like give me my sentence not in years, but it was months. So the judge said 96 to 240 months.
Oh goodness.
Now when he first said that, it ain't registered.
Right.
Then like 2 minutes, I'm like, hold the 240 months.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. 10
So you
years.
trying to do the math?
I'm like 10 years is 120
120.
months. That's twice what? Then it hit me like, this dude just gave me 20 years, man.
Wow.
And the thing about it was like Allah, I'm a Muslim. Allah made that whole situation like so much easier for me, because when I got sentenced, I had already had an attorney like ready for my appeal. So he was telling my mother and my family like, it's no way possible that, at least because they convicted me of attempted murder, aggravated assault. How can you get convicted of both for one crime? It got to be either or. But Pennsylvania do what they want to do.
Oh yeah.
But
yes, they do.
he said attempted murder. That's not gonna stick. So going into sentencing, I didn't even care what he gave me, because I already got the mindset like, ain't no way this attempted murder gonna stick, because
Right.
my lawyer was so like,
He was adamant about it. Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the attempted murder actually stuck, and I did the 8 years. But that's another thing with Pennsylvania, man. If they played fair, the attempted murder wouldn't have stuck, because everything he argued in my appeal was 100% law. But it's Pennsylvania. They absolutely don't play fair at all.
And I can say this, especially when it comes to us.
Yeah.
They really don't. You know, and I live out there. They really don't. Not even when it comes to traffic tickets or anything that have to do with you going to stand in front of them. Really, they really don't.
Yeah.
It's totally different from out here. And I try to tell these young guys that want to go running out there to these little young white girls. They be running out there too, and I'm like, you guys, y'all think y'all doing something? Y'all better be careful, because y'all might like these little white girls, but their families are not beat for y'all. They not beat for y'all. And believe me, that's not someplace that y'all want to be to get arrested, get in trouble. It's really not.
Not only that, with Pennsylvania, you black, and then if you from out of town, that makes it even worse, because they don't look at it like, you came out here. Oh nigga, you coming out here to think you going, and they gonna fry you. It was a guy I was locked up with, man, named Taji. He said he was from North, he was from East Orange, but he had 60 years, man. He had 30 to 60 years, and I just knew that he killed somebody, man.
Right.
Nah, in there, that's like a rule. You don't ask nobody what they in there for, unless, because if they in there for like some molestation, you gonna know about that.
Yeah.
But you don't ask nobody about their case. But one day he was telling me about his appeal. He was in there for drugs, like 60 years for drugs. I just knew he killed somebody, but he came out. You think you coming out from New Jersey over here? They made an example out of him. What they did, every charge he had, like typically a judge would like consolidate like your sentence. Every charge he had, they ran every sentence for each charge consecutive, and it totaled up to 60 years. That's just an example of like how they do us. Like, you're not gonna come out there and they gonna give you no slap on the wrist. They gonna try to make an example out of you. They gonna
smoke your boots.
Yep.
Yeah, they gonna smoke your boots.
That's exactly what's gonna happen.
Yeah, they don't play. You know, I go out there, I mind my business. I'm in the house. I go do what I gotta do, and I'm back in the house.
I can't do Pennsylvania, man. Everybody always. A lot of dudes I know still from Philly. A lot of dudes I did time when I'm in contact with them. Yo, come out. Bro, I can't come out to Philly, man. I love Philly, man. Yeah. But I can't do Pennsylvania, man. I just can't. And I said I would never go back. When I got out of prison, I said I would never go back to Pennsylvania. I went against my word one time, and I went out there and bought a car. The car only had like 30-something thousand miles on it. The car was almost brand new. I had the car for like a month, and the engine went on the car. And I'm like, dummy, you should have listened to yourself when you said not to go to Pennsylvania. So once that happened with the car, they said, nah, nothing's going to get me to go back to Pennsylvania. I'm not going out there. So, Philly, y'all want to catch me, man. Y'all going to have to cross the bridge. Come to Jersey, man.
That's what's
Shout out to Philly, man. I love Philly. Philly like the second home to me, man. I became a man around in prison around all dudes from Philly. There was a lot of dudes in Jersey that I did time with, but I always like hung out with dudes from Philly. I love Philly, man. Shout out to Philly.
Yeah. There's just a lot of good people out. There's a lot of good people out there too, though.
They just need to stop killing each other.
They
man.
really do.
Oh my god.
They really do.
Man.
They off the hook with it too.
Oh my god.
They off the hook with it too. But it's everywhere. It's everywhere. You be surprised, and and that's what and that's what pisses me off, because it's like, you guys, we already got so many people against us. We gotta stop being against us too.
Yes.
There's so much against us already. But we, I wanna kind of get back to you. How is it? when you decided, when you were writing, when you were there and you were writing, you just said, you decided that you were going to write about, your, what's going on in your life, or did you more so want to basically write to help other people not go through what you were going through?
Yeah, that's what it was about for me. Like, even when I went in there, like, rap was still like it was like fun for me. It was something I did. Like, I enjoyed doing it. And I swear, when I used to like be in jail, I would go to the yard a lot and just look around and just, like, Pennsylvania, that's like a majority white state. Like, they got, you got Pittsburgh, you got Philly, you got those urban centers, but majority of Pennsylvania is like white people. Right. But I look around this whole yard and it's us. Yeah. Like, it don't make sense. And I would see brothers like get paroled on Monday and then be back Thursday. Like, it was like you would see so many dudes go in and out of there. You would see dudes go home, get paroled, and come back with life. They done went home and killed somebody. Like, I used to beat myself up. Like, yo, how can I change this? Like, what can I do to, like make dudes realize, like, this ain't it. Right. And I would, like, literally beat myself up, like, thinking of ways how I could, get out and make a difference. And I just realized, like, the only way for me to do it is through my music. Right. Like, that's the language that we speak. And when I got out, that was gonna be my mission. I was gonna paint a vivid picture, what it's like going through this, so everybody could see the other side of it. Because when you listen to rap, a lot of people glorify it and make it seem like jail was like the coolest thing in the world. I mean, you go in there and come out, you the man. But there's nobody in there that I ever met that wanted to be there. Right. Except for this one dude named Rough House. Huh? He ain't want to go home. I don't know why, but everybody else aside from my man Ruff. Ruff did not want to go home. Even he got parole and went home, but they had to make him leave. But most dudes that was in there, man, they did not want to be there. But then when you listen to the music, these rappers making it seem like that's the cool
They're
thing.
glorifying it.
And a lot of them, not all of them, but most of them never did extensive, like, stretch in there, so they're not even speaking from experience. Like, anybody who been through that would tell you the hurt that it caused your family, especially your mom, your children. Absolutely. Like that, like, it's all hurt that comes from that. Yeah. And I that was my mission, man, just to use my music to try to, wake us up, so to speak, man. And that's been my mission, and that's still my mission.
Good. Because that's basically what we need, and that's why I always loved your music, because every time you said something, it was something with substance. Was something that was positive. It was something that that people could really relate to. And I'm really big on lyrics. I'm very big on lyrics. I'm very big on positive lyrics. It's a lot of, excuse my expression, garbage out here. People saying just whatever, and the fact that those things sell, it really pisses me off, to tell you the truth. Yeah. Being on both sides of as an artist from in the past, and then being in management and then owning a record label and stuff like that. It really pisses me off, because it's like, what happened to the music that stands the test of time, that's still, that you could still go listen to, and you want to still hear, and that is the type of music that I believe all artists should make. And you make that kind of music. When I put your shared your music, or just share your your lives you do, or whatever, your reels or whatever that you do, and to see people saying like, that's fire, and giving you emojis and stuff like that, and I'm like, yeah, because this is the type of stuff we really need to hear. We don't need to hear of these young men calling our princesses out of their names. We don't need to hear that. We don't need to think that that's okay. You know, and when they send me music and they say, "Can you play my song?" and then they send me that type of music, and then they wonder, "Why am I not playing your song?" I'm not gonna play that.
Right.
I'm not gonna play that you know. I have the right to I reserve the right to play what I want to play, and I'm not gonna play that because I'm not glorifying that. You know, you calling black women, you know, out of their names. I'm not gonna glorify that. I don't think that that's cool, and it pisses me off when I see the young ladies out there dancing off of that and twerking off of that, and they see, and I'm looking at them like, come on, y'all, come on, y'all gotta know that you are better than that, and you so that they can start making better music. Because as long as you guys are gonna buy the music, download the music, stream the music, and go and do videos to the music, you know, they're gonna continue to do it, you know. So we need you guys to basically do better, because at the end of the day, the fans have the last say. They have the last say to what gets played.
I don't know. I don't know if I completely agree with that, because I don't even think that it's the fans who kind of dictate what's hot and what songs blow up. It's these big corporations that got millions of dollars to spend on marketing. I don't care if you like. Yeah,
that's true too.
Like, I don't care if you like a song or not. If it's blasted in your face on the radio, all on social media, on television, if you constantly hearing this song, it's been times where I'm like, I hear a song and I'm like, this song's terrible. Then, man, next thing you know,
you singing it, because I do that too.
I'm singing it, you know. And with social media, things spread so fast, and and especially more so with young people, it was like everybody want to fit in. So you see somebody else making a video with a song. Oh, I'm gonna make a video. I'm gonna put the same song, and it just spreads so fast. You might not even like the song. It's just because everybody else, you know. And I mean, it's these corporations that make these songs, like big songs, and when they go scout talent, they scout talent that has like a similar sound. So these corporations create the sound and create what's hot. Yeah. So now when they forcing this sound on you as a young kid making music, it's like, all right, in order to blow up, I gotta rap like this. That's the reason everything sounds the same. And I think it's like these corporations, they set out and I ain't gonna say handpick, but they look for young kids that could be manipulated, and they kind of force them to stick to a certain sound. Like, that's the problem. It's the record labels. Because
they have A&Rs that they have to just do that, just for that purpose. They have people that sit on social media just for that. I need you to, you know, that watch the YouTubes, watch the TikToks, and they have people that they literally pay to just do that. That's true too. But I still think the fans have a lot. I think if the fans change up, I think the fans have more power than we give them. I think they have more power. I really do. Because if the fans stop listening to the music, downloading the music, and streaming the music, then regardless of what the corporations, that's just like saying, okay, I need you to go up here and jump off this roof, because, you know, like, I mean, seriously, if the fans decide that, okay, no, we're not doing this anymore, we don't want to listen to that anymore,
it's gonna take a
believe me, I know it'll take a lot to do. You know, I know it'll take a lot to do, but I'm just saying, I believe we got the power to do it.
The power is definitely there, but it's just a matter of everybody getting on one accord, and that's like the biggest. That's the biggest.
We can't
issue.
even get that to happen in our communities,
right?
So.
Like, that's the biggest issue with everything. Like,
yeah,
long as you keep the people divided, I don't care what your ethnicity is, religion is. As long as you keep us divided as a collective, you can manipulate us with anything. And that's true. And that's what's happening with us, man. Like, it's easy to manipulate, you know, a group of people when they're divided. Like, absolutely. That's just the reality of it. And that's across every like, that's across all lines. Like, we are manipulated more than we probably realize.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. And separation is the more we're separated, the less powerful we are, and that's why they do what they do. And it's so much separation in so many different areas of our lives. So it's so much separation. So yeah, believe me, I understand that. But that's another thing. You know, we don't realize how much power we have. We don't realize it. So until we do, that's what it's going to be, and we're going to unfortunately have to accept it, you know. But when you decide to, when you do your music, do you go off of is it a certain feeling that you have? Is it something that you hear? Do you write to them? Do you write to a track, or do you already have lyrics that are already written, and then or do you need to literally have a track and then that gives you what you need to actually write to it?
Since I started making music to beats, before I used to just come up when I was young, I would just write stuff down in a notebook. But once I started to write to actual music, I don't write anything, because if I write something down, right, I come up with something, I write it down, and then I try to read it and rap it to the beat while I'm reading it. It kind of throws my flow off. So everything is up here. So when I make music, I just run through beats, and the beat has to speak to me. If it don't do something to my soul, and the beat could be fire, but if it don't resonate with me in here, so a lot of times I just ride in the car and I just let beats rock. And if it hit me, and the first thing I do, I come up with hooks like this, because if the beat hit me, it just comes to me. So if I hear beat and it hit me, it speak to me, I come up with a hook. I grab the beat, man, and I take my time with my verses. It might take me 2-3 months to come up with one verse.
Oh yeah.
I don't play around with the verse, but the hook is just something that just comes to me, because when I hear beat, I know the content, I know what I want the song to come about, and the hook just revolves around that. But verses, I could sit and work on one verse. It's been 3 months on some verses, to be honest with you.
Why is that?
I don't know, because when I want to articulate a point, I want to make sure that whoever's listening to it, I want to make sure they gonna feel it. So I come up with something. A lot of times I might go back and change something, but I don't know. I just the hook is something that is going grasp your attention. But when the verse, that's when I really want you to listen, and I really want you to feel me. So I got to make sure I articulate my point perfectly in the verse, and it takes me a little minute sometime to do that. But
because you say some stuff. You just say I listen to you. I listen to the lyrics in your word in your songs and your verses, and you say some deep stuff, and I'll be like, wow, okay, and everybody is not that deep when it comes to their verses. A lot of times it's just oh, let me just make this rhyme. Right. Let me just make this sound then it's a lot of repetitive stuff being said, people saying the same thing somebody else said and stuff
different. I'm sure I repeated myself a few times. Right, some things need to be repeated.
Oh yeah. But absolutely.
It's just so much going on in my life, so much going on in the world. It's so many things I feel like I need to address. It's kind of hard to repeat yourself, because there's so much that I want to express to the people. Yeah,
it's definitely a lot going on. So when you did the Prison to President album, after you was that the very first album you did?
Yeah, that was the very first project I put together, and with that one I wanted to, because when I was in prison, I started making beats as well, and they let you get a keyboard off a commissary. I got a keyboard off a commissary.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you can make 6-track beats on the keyboard. So I make beats, go in the yard, and they used to have to break our ciphers up, because in there you can't have no group huddles in the yard.
Right.
And it'd be 50, 60 people crowded around. They come, but everybody was in the yard coming to hear me rap.
Yeah.
To my beats, or sometimes I just bring the keyboard out, everybody rocking to my beats. So when I came home, I wanted to put together a project where I made all the beats, and You know, so that was my attempt with Prison of the President. It was like, what was it, like 8 joints on there, and 2 of the beats I didn't make, so 6 of the beats on there I made myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know you was doing production too. See, I didn't